Hello, and welcome to another build video made by yours truly, GordanRamsbee. I don't like saying that out loud. I don't know why. Anyway, today we're here to talk about Titans. I have a pretty cool Titan build in store for y'all today. But before we did that, I wanted to just take a look at the class description of what it means to be a Titan. First Titans built the wall and gave their lives to defend it. Now you stand in the same high place, steadfast and sure, protecting all who shelter in your shadow. You hail from a long line of heroes, forged in strength and sacrifice. Our enemies may be deadly and merciless, but so are you. Now, throughout, I guess, Destiny's livelihood, Titans have been known as the punching boys. Well, I'm here to change that today. We still get to punch things, don't worry. I wouldn't take that away from y'all. I know how much you love to do it. But instead of picturing a Titan as going, melee first into every situation from like a lore perspective, I thought, what if there was a Titan who was like an artillery master, who used rockets and micro missiles to take down his enemies and carve his way through a battlefield? And that's really what inspired today's build. The exotic we're looking at will be none other than Hazardous Propulsion. When this first came out, it was a lot of fun, but kind of, I wouldn't say niche, but, didn't fit the stereotype of let's punch everything. So, the exotic perk reads precision or weapon precision hits or final blows have a chance to load a kinetic Hazardous micro missile. Activating your class ability fires the loaded Hazardous micro missiles. Damaging targets with these micro missiles will temporarily increase the damage you deal with other micro missiles and rocket launchers in general. So basically, if we'll go ahead and spawn, we'll spawn this guy. All right, so I have a full loaded class ability right now. I spawn, the missiles come out, we get some explosions, right? And then I get some precision shots, and we slowly load rockets back into our class item or class ability, and then we don't have it again right now, but we can use it again, do the same thing. Boom. Awesome. So that's the way the exotic works, and then it gives us a big buff to rockets and micro missiles. Let me see if I can get the number on that buff for y'all real quick. Let's see. It looks like 35% at max stacks is going to be your maximum damage bonus. So 35% to all rockets and micro. Pretty dope. So next, I want to go into stats and armor. We're going to start with armor perks. So I'm talking like the two piece perks, the set perks, the 2-piece, and the 4-piece perks. Yeah, I was just making sure I had the right one on. So to start, actually I can't do that one. I think I gotta use these guys, right? This guy's gonna have shields. Let me get the hive out here. Okay, sweet. So at 2 pieces of tech sec armor. So the 2 armors I'm going to recommend for this build are going to be tech sec and Aeon Adapter. Aeon Adapter is from Edge of Fate, so you will have to go to, what was it, Kepler, and farm for those if you do want those perks, but tech sec is Vanguard, so that should be pretty easy to get as well. So at 2 pieces of tech sec, you do more damage to enemy shields. So if I switch off here, and then So this is the damage without the 2-piece, and then if I throw on the 2-piece, we're looking at something more like this. So, really nice. Oh, and I accidentally spawned back in the other dudes. Just helps you tear through those shields. And then, if that's not enough for you, at 4 pieces, right? So if we have a full set of tech-sec armor, when we get through that shield, we cause a disorienting blow, or not a disorienting blow, but we cause a disorienting blast, which basically just blinds everybody in the vicinity. So. And then also, I think if you kill powerful combatants, I don't know if this one counts as a powerful combatant, it also will do that as well. So, that's what TechSec does. Now, if Ion Adapter is similar type of armor piece. The way Aeon Adapter works is if we get a kill with our micro missile, it's gonna be kind of hard to show you here. So if we get a kill with our micro missile, it's kind of weird because it never shows that. Like I do have it, yeah, I have it activated. It doesn't show you that it's actually gone through all the time. But let's see. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna die. Yeah, see, it's kind of hard to show because they're shoot all of us. I think maybe if I do, should spawn. And I go here. This should spawn the husks. This might be easier to do. Okay, so I'm gonna get a kill. Shoot this, and then yeah. Now it is on a cooldown. Get out of here. So it is on a cooldown, so you do have to be careful. It isn't procced all the time like TechSec. Basically, if you're running around, you get a kill, and then something comes up, hits you, it'll blind everybody around you. That's how that works. Before I die, turn that back off. Yeah, so those are the perks. And then, as far as stats go, let me get this stuff back on. What? Oh, wait. That's because I didn't have... As far as stats go, I prioritized health, weapons, and class as my go-to stats. Super would be another good one to focus on if you didn't want to do class as much and just go for the uptime on it. I was trying to spec into overshields and play around with that a little bit. The reason being is I think you can get enough ionic sparks from being on the Arc's subclass to where you can still have decent cooldown reduction as long as you're killing stuff. But again, I think super might also just be a good stat to go as well. It's maybe instead of health, you go super or something like that. Other than that, starting with the helmet here, and you know, I don't even know how this stuff masterworks, so I'm going to do that real quick. Starting with the helmet here, I got Dynamo, and I did a kinetic siphon and a harmonic siphon. Now you can switch this kinetic siphon out if you want, or you can switch out the Dynamo siphon with, you know, maybe some heavy ammo finders or some like super stuff. The reason I did kinetic siphon is because of certain perks I'm running on guns, and we'll get to that. So yeah, that's what I did for the helmet. For the arms, I went all class reduction cooldown stuff. because our class ability is the most important part of this build. That's what makes this build a build to begin with. So I got some ones that do powered melee hits grant us class ability, and then also grants class ability when I cause damage with my grenade. So that's what I did for my arms. Chest piece, health, damage reduction. If you wanted to, maybe some of the ammo generation mods would also be pretty good. Or if you're running if you're running a sword, because maybe you go. I know you can't really run that. I mean, you could maybe run the. Why can't I remember the name of it? Sorry. Just had an idea. An Ergo Sum with the Wolfpack rounds might not be bad, but again, you're not really getting a ton out of that because you can't use the Transcendent Steel. So, just a thought. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Legs, surges, either arc or kinetic, and then I did again reducing that class ability. That's about it. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I didn't really see anything that I particularly wanted to run. And then on the class item, we did a class font, just trying to get us more overshield when we have armor charges. Powerful attraction to help us with our healing, as well as a proximity ward, just in case we have to kill something or execute something. We don't want to get nuked in the execute. But yeah, moving on. We have our subclass aspects, fragments, abilities, super stuff. Super, T-Crash. We'll see what the buffs do to Fist of Havoc, but T-Crash is my go-to for sure. Rally Barricade for the reload speed, stability, range, draws hostile fire. Great one. Jump literally doesn't matter I would never. Who's telling you what jump to run these days, you know? For the melee, I did go Ballistic Slam because it grants bolt charge based on the number of targets hit. So not killed, but hit. So you can jump into a little area, and all you have to do is hit, and you'll get a bolt charge stack off of that enemy. So this might actually be a great time to show it off. We got those guys over there, so I'm just going to hit this guy. Alright, so we have 0 bolt charge stacks. Right, we got a squad of enemies over there. And now my bolt charge is ready. Yeah, kind of crazy, honestly. I didn't know that Ballistic Slam gave bolt charge. So. And it's just fun. It's a fun one. For Grenade, I had Pulse on, but I thought Flashbang would be fun because it also blinds. You guys mind? I'm trying to talk here. So it's just more blind on top of the blind and other stuff we already have from the armor pieces. Knockout, melee range, damage, and then it also gives us amplified, which helps our bolt charge stack regeneration. Storm's Keep, of course, and again, more bolt charge, and then it allows us to proc bolt charge from hitting enemies with projectiles from our weapons. So Storm's Keep is also really dope. Now here's the Spark of Frequency. This is what helps us gain bolt charge. It also gives us reload speed, stability, and then increases the reload speed and stability when we are amplified. So I went with this guy because the reload speed is actually really awesome. Spark of Shock. So this is the Arc Grenade's Jolt. You can also run Spark of Haste if you are struggling to stay alive. It increases your health stat a lot when you are running around and whatnot. And then it also will, you don't get that minus 10 grenade hit to your stats And we're already kind of struggling in that department just because of our stat distribution. But other than that, you know, maybe sliding over. No, we don't need that. Never mind. But yeah, so Spark of Haste, Spark of Shock. Don't think there was really another one I particularly found super necessary, but to each their own. I'm actually gonna throw. No, I'm gonna keep that. Actually, we're gonna keep that. And then we have Spark of Ions. Defeating Jolt to target or defeating a target with a bolt charge creates an ionic trace. And then Spark of Discharge, which not only gives our arc weapons the ability to create ionic traces, but also collecting an ionic trace will grant us a stack of bolt charge. So those are going to be aspects, fragments. It's a lot of like, we want to get bolt charge, and then we want to jolt as much as possible while staying alive. Okay, moving on. We have Gunburn. Gunburn's like one of my favorite kinetics at this point. Kinetic Tremors is really nice. Lead from Light. These are also really great perks. I decided to go with Bewildering and the Ordnance perk, particularly because, and this is kind of tricky to do, but the micro rockets it spawns will benefit from Hazardous Propulsion. And so basically, you know, I'm running around, I'm getting kills with my special. And then I switch back to this guy, got 2 rockets. And then this guy will fly off and hit that guy. And then also we have a little, yeah, so it's a pretty cool perk, but if you don't like it, you can always switch to Kinetic Tremors and it'll be just as good. And then Bewildering Burst, also a great perk. Basically makes it so every time you get a kill and then reload, when you hit the next enemy, it'll send up a little bomb that disorients. Again, just giving us more blind and like ways to disrupt the enemy. There is a scout rifle with this combo on it as well. If you want a scout rifle, also has Kinetic Tremors. The scout rifle is going to be Force Memorializer. Rapid Hit would be good, and then it also has Vanguard Determination. So after we use our class ability, when we get final blows with this weapon, we get bonus damage resist too. So that's also a really nice gun to use in this primary slot. You have Quicksilver Storm, which will increase the Hazardous, will increase the micro missiles. Again, not like my go-to. I think my go-to are going to be these 2 kinetic options. And then also Mint Retrograde, king of micro missile thing frames, whatever you want to call them, but the king of rockets right now, aside from like actual rocket launchers. Just such a good weapon, and of course it's a micro missile frame, so Hazardous is always going to be nice with it, and it rolls with like Rewind, Slice. I think it gets One for All, some other stuff. Elemental Honing's on there as well, so fun stuff there. Moving on to our secondary slots, I really like the this micro missile frame grenade launcher. It can roll with Reaper's Tithe and a bunch of other stuff. I haven't really played around with Reaper's Tithe too much, but basically, let's see if this will work. Let's see what I can do with this. I might need a different oh my gosh, stop it. I might need a different roll because Implosion's not really the greatest, and neither is Spike when we're going for AoE kills, you know, so Like even there, you know, like what was that? I think I have another roll here. So yeah, we can try this roll. Definitely a lot better. And then we get this ×2 Reapers perk, and then it will do more damage when the next time we fire the weapon. And I think it has a timer of around 16, 17 seconds. At full, yeah, 16 seconds at any stack. But obviously, kind of like a precision grenade launcher. So, but you also keep the buff as long as you're getting kills with this weapon. So, pretty cool little grenade launcher here. And then let me get the numbers for you for this grenade launcher, as far as damage bonus and all that jazz. So you're looking at a 40% bonus. At 4 kills, 30% at 3 stacks. Not terrible. The only downside is we don't get jolt or bolt shot from this. But honestly, for a 40% damage buff, that's kind of nice. And it has Blast Disruptor, which increases grenade stat. And it also has Vanguard Determination. Field Test is on there as well. So, really great. Really kind of great weapon here. I really like it. But you definitely hit your shots. Otherwise, you'll be sitting there reloading in front of a bunch of enemies. Sorry, I wanted to grab some fodder. But I don't know if I have any. I have this. Okay, next we have Unfall. Unfall is really good here. Binary Orbit, Lead from Gold, Jolting, Reverberation. Really, these two perks are really nice. Kill Jolting. You know, you can either jolt or you can just get the bolt charge. And then when you're amplified, you know, you get additional bolt charge. All the bolt charge for everybody, all the time. Yeah, that's really fun. And then do things like, you know, let's see here. Do things like this. So I got my little whatever. Shoot my rockets. And then by the time our barricade goes down, we already can loop it again. So yeah, Unfall, great. Another one is Return Memory with Desperate and Heal Clip. One for All is also on here. I don't know the rolls too well on this gun, but there's some good stuff on here as well. So, you know, not only are we getting the Exodus rocket buff, but we have another way to heal. Go ahead and use that. And we heal up. And again, the only thing is we're just not getting that jolt and stuff off. But like I said, you can always switch your fragments around so your grenade jolts and not your gun. And then yeah, the healing's also is always really nice. So that about does it for secondaries. But here in the power slot, we have a lot more options to play with. A lot more rockets. Gjallarhorn, gonna be like a go-to. I'm gonna try not to delve too far into this, because I do want to keep this video semi short. So with Exodus rockets, Gallhorns, 2 rockets, you're looking at around 3,000, something like that. Maybe a little bit more. We are getting a bolt charge proc off there, but another fun one is going to be Wardcliff. It gives you stacks bolt charge. Not the greatest damage-wise, but for bolt charge, it's really nice. So you can be behind the shield, and then if you have the catalyst, it'll make the volley a little bit more accurate, but it's not the greatest. Might be a little better for area of effect stuff. We'll see what it's like with full Exodus here real quick. Okay. Keep in mind, this is with full charge, so it's not a perfect one-to-one. Oh shit, I didn't hit this. 800 on one volley. I don't know if I'm hitting all these. But the benefit of running Wardcliff is you are getting bolt charge every time you fire it. That's the benefit of it. So do with that what you will. You can find a nice spot for it. Great. Let's see here. Next, we have Grand Overture. Yeah. So hitting an enemy will load rockets, micro missiles, and then once at 20 stacks, you can fire a volley that deals a lot of burst damage. And it doesn't have to be at 20 stacks. You can always just hold the reload button and then load all those rockets in. So let me get my rockets loaded up. Kind of hard to tell, so let's put all the rockets, and then you can reload it. But you know, we're looking at a decent amount of damage here. Plus, you're getting the bolt charge stacks. The only issue with it is you cannot build rockets with it, so you would have to switch to a weapon that can hit precision kills or precision hits to load those rockets, and then you can go back into it. But yeah, let's see. Up next, Eyes of Tomorrow. You know, interesting kind of gun, but you know, really good with ad control. Again, I don't know, but it'll reload your weapon. You don't even have to reload. I didn't need to reload. And then the next volley will do more damage. So that's always kind of fun. And then if I reset this, we go here. And then so yeah, like 26 with the bolt charge proc. And then again, you can always switch. Again, this is more for ad clear, but you know, it might not be the worst with the Exodus rockets. That's another fun one that you can use. Other ones, Dragon's Breath, actually pretty crazy with does some pretty decent damage. Let's see here. rocket. And you're proccing bolt charge with it. So, not the worst exotic either. Other than that, you know, light machine guns, reconstruction bolt charge, stuff like that would be nice. I have Crux Termination on here because I was playing around with that. But yeah, that's gonna be the build for the most part. Artifact mods here. I don't think I actually have these totally built out, but you know, I would go like, and these aren't gonna matter because next week they're gonna be gone. But you know, light forged lead. Sure, we'll do that. We'll do elemental buff. Yeah, we'll do that. And then you know, you were gonna run reciprocal draw. If you're gonna run unfall or anything like that, elemental coalescence, all these guys, and then maybe the grenade one and elemental overdrive is what I would do this season. You know, that's gonna change for next season. And then as far as what we'll run, we'll go galley. Actually, let's try eyes. Let's try eyes of tomorrow. We'll just get rid of that. We'll try eyes. I'll run. Is this the right one? No. Try running Theo. I'll give this Reaper's Tithe another shot. I was trying to use it earlier. It was okay. Give it another shot. And then I'm probably going to do this. And then we run the Jolt. Arc Grenade's Jolt. This might be a little hard because I'm not running Volt Shot, which will help with overloads or whatever. And I'm going to go do Creation, and it has Barrier Overload and whatnot. So I think I failed the last time. But again, this isn't, I'm not trying to like wow you guys with this run. I just want to show you the general loop of the build, and then you know, you guys can get used to it, perfect it, use the weapons you want to use with it. I'm just kind of giving a little blueprint here to how I went about doing this.
It's a relatively simple assignment.
So we'll see if this is any good.
You won't be bored.
Just the opposite, Devrim. After dealing with
Oh my god, I'm already missing.
A straightforward mission.
Like, dude, the circle was on him, bro. Am I crazy? Oh man. This guy's got barrier. Like right there, we have 3. Reaper's Tithe 3. So it's what, 30%? Oh, we're out of ammo, but not the worst. Where's my bullet? Oh. Did I ever switch off of? Yeah, I did. I have exec on. Oh god. Screebies. Screebies! Get away from me! Another thing to mention is your rockets from the shield will proc your tech sec perks. So, see that guy has a shield over there. We'll launch some rockets. They all died, but we did get a blast from that Minotaur, which proc the blind on everybody else. So. Doo-doo-doo. Why can't I hit things sometimes, man? Bro. Shot that through his armpit, man. Come on. Where's my aim today? Booty cheeks. Yeah. And then also, when you spawn the little micro missiles from your primaries perk, the primary ordnance perk, kinetic one, those will also proc tech sec. So anything that does kinetic damage will proc the tech sec perk. Alright, so this is what we're gonna try. We're gonna. Oh my god, can these things not teleport? So we should get our ammo back here. Nice. And then we'll go ahead and do this. Okay. Or they could go up there. So, and we got our ammo back again. Okay. Teleporting goobers. And everybody's blind. We can reload. I'll get some bolt charge here. Really work the way I wanted it to. And then we get the increased reload from our melee. Go get this thing over here. Of course, Mint, you know, Mint would just run through this. Like, I'm in no way, shape, or form running the most like optimal weapons here for this build, but I am running the fun ones. Hold up. I think I'm just gonna try and nuke this guy with my super over here. I'm not even really using my class ability now. And I'm missing too. So. Okay. We got things teleporting this. But let's go ahead and do this. Just canceled my own shot there. Nobody saw that. Alright, that guy just teleported away from me. Okay. Why are these so tanky? Okay, I think. What are you at? 9? More. Yes. This. Oh my god, I gotta stop doing that. I keep canceling. I hate Hazardous, man. Yes, just block all my damage. Maybe not the strongest build against Vex Hydras, just because they can. But then again, you can always block everything. So, ooh, we do not have a thing. Oh my god, I'm so sick of these things teleporting away from me. So yeah, like a little suboptimal because I'm not running overload right now. I don't even think I have to fight this guy. I don't. I'll just go. I don't really care about the score right now. Okie dokie. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll set up like right here. Wait for these guys to spawn. Maybe up here. Get all our ammo back. Oh, why did I pull? I hate Hydras so much. Where did I? Yeah. Got a little cornered there. I was trying to go for the boss. I could have cleared them out. But, I mean, we have health the Hydra with Eyes of Tomorrow. Not the worst. Definitely better options as far as rocket launchers go, but I want to try it out. Ooh. Dude, I cannot hit this rocket for... And that happens. Bud. And oh yeah, and then we got our Vanguard Determination on this guy too. So we have like a little bit of a resist right now, even though I'm missing all my shots. Oh my god, we don't talk about that. Still got Reaper's Tithe. I'm out of ammo. Hydras. Let me shoot the boss. Okay. Yeah, and there you have it. Little Missile Titan build. I know I was trying stuff, so not the fastest, but got it done. We had fun. And yeah, that's about it. So if you like the build, let me know. If you want to see more of this content, I am doing Warlock next. I'll be picking a exotic here soon, and maybe I'll start doing like a random one. Figure out a way to do like a random exotic thing. But I want to, especially next season, make a build with every single exotic in the game. And right now it's just armor, because I want to focus on armor, but we'll probably expand that to weapons as well. So yeah, in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy this. Play around with it. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any like things that you would run, definitely leave them down in the comments below. And until next time, I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good week and all that jazz. Thank you.